Good morning. Well, this is definitely a topic I want to teach my kids about. Let's talk about the secret to building muscle. Spoiler alert, the secret is that there is actually no secret. It's something called progressive overload. We'll get to that here in a second. I don't think that this talk is something that's only for the behemoths out there. I think that it is definitely beneficial for the leviathans to hear as well. Because the thing I hate hearing the most in the gym is, I don't want to get too bulky, or I don't want to look like those people on the magazine covers. Oh man, my favorite story, and I've not fact checked this, so I don't know if it's actually even true or not, but the story goes, legend tells that Arnold Schwarzenegger was somewhere, and at one point somebody came up to him and said, I would never want to look like you, and he replied with, don't worry, you never will. And I was like, oh my God, like that's so true. Like even if they want to, like you don't understand how hard these people work out and how much and how on point their diet is and how many steroids they're taking that get them to look like that. So if you just go to the gym on a regular schedule and work out like a normal human being, you're not just gonna wake up one day and go, what? I look like the people on those magazine covers. Those are also edited too. Like nobody looks like that. It's painful, and people just really like, I don't want to get too bulky. Heads up, worst case scenario is you work out for a few days, you're like, I tried this out for a couple weeks and I got too bulky. No one has ever had that result. But say you are an exception and you wake up 2 weeks later and you go, whoa, all of a sudden I'm too big, I'm too muscular, I'm too bulky. You can just stop. Just stop working out and it'll go right back to the way it was. Ask any professional bodybuilder, anybody who has been doing this consistently for a long time, and they'll tell you that if they ever took a break or if they ever started slacking off for a little while, they saw the results going away fast with a quickness. It's painful, people. Like you stop. I have not been as dedicated as I used to be in the gym. It's been months, and I just go in there and slack off, and I'm watching too many videos and taking too much rest and blah blah. And I'm finally getting back into it. I'm getting more motivated. I just didn't really have anything to train for. Anyway, off topic. But I saw the results fading so fast, and it's depressing. So if you get to the point where you feel like, I've got too muscular, just stop. Just quit and start doing cardio. Start training for a marathon. You'll get skinny fast. So anyway, back to the secret to building muscle, this progressive overload thing. It's not a secret. It's out there. People talk about it all the time. I just think that people don't actually utilize it. So one thing that people will say is that you need to have a program. That like that's the best way to see gains over time is you need to have a program. And part of that is that the programs will all tell you you're going to do this exercise, and this exercise, and they've picked like some of the best ones for each muscle group. But say the program says that you're supposed to do bicep curls and you're supposed to do 3 sets of 8 to 10. You'll see that all the time. Do 3 sets of 8 to 10. Dumbbell bicep curls. What they don't tell you, what you have to actually do is if you go into the gym and you pick up just some light dumbbells and you do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps and you're like, yeah, I don't know, I kind of felt that a little bit. Like that started to burn near the end of that third set. You're not going to see results, definitely not quickly at all. I mean, you're not going to see results. I'll just say that. Like you'll see a little bit right in the beginning, these newbie gains that people talk about, and that'll be it. You just won't progress because your muscles need to be pushed to failure. So this is my personal workout program, I guess, my philosophy, and so take it with a grain of salt because this is just something that my experience has told me over time that seems to work for me. But I do 4 sets. I do 4 sets of basically every workout. I think early on, whoever I was working out with, whoever kind of taught me, that was what they did, and I just kind of like got stuck in me, and I can't change now. 3 might be just fine. I haven't looked at the studies to see if 3 sets versus 4 sets makes a significant difference, but I do know that just doing more volume, reps times weight, times anyway, more weight, more reps, more sets over time is going to show you more results, more volume. And again, all this, you can go way into the details on all this, and there's people who have whole YouTube channels just made specifically on the details of working out and the best type of program and all this stuff. But for a beginner, you're just starting out, go look up, so you divide up into like your workouts. You have this many days a week, you divide up the muscle groups. So say one day you're working out biceps. I put back and biceps together, and I do 2 muscle groups on each day. Let's say you're working out biceps and you're picking out workouts for biceps. A dumbbell curl, hey, that's a perfectly fine bicep exercise. A barbell curl cable curl, hammer curl, seated incline curls. I like all of those, and you want to change it up. Pick 3 and do 4 sets of each of them. But when you're doing those 4 sets, each set is composed of reps. So if you're doing, again, that 8 to 10 rep range, which is a pretty typical like bodybuilding, like bigger muscle type rep range. If you're going for strength, you want to do lower rep ranges. Again, we can get into way too many details on all this stuff. You can't cover it all in one video. This is just about progressive overload. So in that set, you're doing 8 to 10 reps. You need to be failing in that 8 to 10 rep range. So if you have a program, like you go online, you find a program, they're all going to work. If you do something, if you have a consistent program and you follow it over time, it's going to work. But what you have to do is whatever that rep range that they tell you that you're supposed to do this many reps, or this many reps of 8, or of that exercise, sorry. You need to be failing in that rep range. So if they say, I want to do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, dumbbell bicep curls, you need to be picking a weight that you're going to fail at, let's say, fail at 10 on that first set. Maybe you fail at 9 the second set, and you fail at 8 the third set because you pushed it really hard and your muscles getting more tired as you go. Perfect. So then what you do is the next week, or the next time you work out, the next time you repeat that little program, that little, three workout set that you're doing, or at least the first exercise. It's kind of harder to do the next ones because you might be more tired. So the next 2 workouts are a little bit harder to standardize, maybe because you might have really like tired your muscles out the first one. So the second ones, you're gonna kind of have to just play it by ear and just push yourself to failure. But for the first exercise, you can definitely do this for any workout, any muscle group. And so the next week, when you repeat that exercise for that muscle group, or next time that you do it, again, if you're varying up your program, great. But the next time you do it, you look at I have a journal. I got a composition notebook. They're like $1. You can get those things so cheap. And I keep it in my bag, and I write down what I did. I write down the amount of weight because I cannot remember. A week later, I'm like, oh, did I do 30s or did I do 35s? I don't remember. So you write it down. So you say, oh, look, last time I did 35s or whatever it is, and I did 10, 9, 8. So this week, I'm either going to go up in weight and try to do the same number of reps, or do more reps. So then the next time you might go, okay, I'm going to try this 35 again because I did that last time, but I'm going to try to do more. So I do 10 again the first set, 10 the second set, and 9 the third set. You win. You did 2 more reps than you did the week before. That is progression. That's progressively overloading. So say the second week you get to 10, 10, 10. You're like, whoa, like that's probably too light. I don't think I went all the way to failure. I don't think I gave it everything because I didn't actually fail to get to the prescribed rep range. So then you go up in weight. You go up to 40. And then you might only get 8, 8, 7 or 8, 8, 6 or something like that. And you're like, okay, now this is my new set. The next week you have to repeat that and try to go up in reps. There are lots of different ways to progressively overload. You can either go up in weight, or you can go up in reps, or you can decrease the amount of rest time in between sets. You can slow down the movement. So for a bicep curl, like our example we're talking about, if you do a bicep curl, in just a normal pace, the next time if you do 10, 10, 10, you're like, oh, I don't think I can go up in weight, and I don't really want to decrease the rest. I've already done, I'm already not resting very much or whatever, and you decide you want to do something different, slow it down. Slow down your pace of the rep, and that's going to put the muscle under more tension for more time. Time under tension is important. Slow and steady reps, making the workout as hard as possible is going to get you more results instead of making it as fat. Like if you're like swinging the dumbbell up, it's not going to stimulate your bicep to grow as much as slow, controlled, squeezing reps. So you can slow it down. There's lots of different ways to overload, but progressive overload over time, making the workout harder over time, is how you get results. Not going to happen overnight. Like I said, those newbie gains will pop up, and maybe in the first few months you're like, whoa, I'm seeing really, really good results, and then it slows down. It slows down a lot. You got to change up the workouts. You got to progressive overload with a different set of workouts than, maybe every month, maybe every 6 weeks. You got to find what works for you. Do a program, and there'll be like 6-week program, 8-week programs that you can find online for free. Do a program. Like I said, push it to failure. Push yourself. That's the game, is progressive overload. And it's tough because you'll get to the point where you're doing an amount of weight on any given workout that you're supposed to fail with. And so it takes some mental toughness to push through the pain when it's burning and it's really tired. And you have to really I don't feel like I can do this last rep, but I'm going to try my hardest and give it my all and whatever. And then you only get half of it and you fail. Good job. Failing is winning. A failure is success in working out. Maybe that's the secret to working out. That's what I just found. Anyway, progressive overload, time and consistency with anything you do. I say this, I harp on this all the time. Time and consistency is key. So give it time, and over, you're talking years here before you'll see like major results. And at some point you're kind of maintaining more than really growing and You can always grow if you keep pushing it harder, but at some point you're going to get to where you're like, yeah, I'm kind of happy with the way my body looks, or with how strong I am, or with, my cardio level, whatever it is. And you may just want to maintain. You're kind of just staying in that rhythm, and you can still overload, and you just, you'll still kind of maintain. But anyway, that's the thought for the day. I think that every behemoth and leviathan needs to learn how to work out, if that's something they're interested in. Maybe you're a runner. I'm not a runner, but if you're a runner, then go look up a Couch to 5K or a marathon program that you want to do and push it. You gotta overload. It's the same thing. I don't know anything about running, but I know already that if I go look at like a 5K to marathon, like someone who can run a 5K and they want to run a marathon, there's a training program. They're going to progressive overload. So like over time, you're going to run, 6 miles one day, and the next day you're going to do nothing, or like, stretch or walk or whatever. They like have breaks, but then, 3 days later, you're going to run 7 miles, and then the next one you run like 1 mile and you cool down or whatever. And then like you add more over time, and you slowly just build on it. And that's, again, the key to everything. I think maybe the key to any business, or the key to anything in life that you're working on. I call it time and consistency. You can call it progressive overload, just like in a workout. So again, I think there are a lot of correlations between working out and real life that I'm going to make throughout this series here. So that's something that I'm passionate about, is working out, and I really love to do. So I know I'm going to be talking about this sort of stuff. I probably want to try to split it up into days at some point. I'll have like, a topic for Monday, a topic for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and like split them up so that every Friday or whatever, like every Monday I'll do like muscle building Monday or something like that. At some point I'll make a schedule for myself and actually divide it up like that. But anyway, that has been the thought for the day, something to stimulate your mind, something you can think about. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.